Well, Joe Biden's choice pick as the Democratic nominee is Kamala Harris, his current vice president. A woman who seems more preoccupied with waffling nonsense, just like someone else in the party.
I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where we exist in the history and in the moment as it relates not only to the past but the future.
Words have many meanings, and sometimes instead of conveying our meaning, they can suggest other meanings.
When we talk about the children of the community, they are children of the community.
Well, we are the United States of America because we are united. And we are states.
The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Whatever we have in store cannot be known. The past was once the future. The future is, I should say, unknown.
We got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
Obesity is a serious disease, and it needs to be taken seriously.
Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
No, that's right, and that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled times.
Running against Kamala versus running against Biden. They're the same in a way. They agree on most of the issues, of course, but she's a lot younger. She's like 25 years younger than Joe Biden or more. So how does this change?
It doesn't. The Trump campaign has been prepared for whoever would be at the top of the ticket because we have the best asset in all of politics. We have Donald Trump, who delivered the devastating and dominant debate performance that has led to Joe Biden dropping out of the race. And ultimately, Kamala owns every single failure of the Biden-Harris administration and then some, because she is the true definition of a California liberal.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
More Kamala. Remember when she was finally asked about her failures as the border czar?
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. What can be unburdened by what has been? What can be unburdened by what has been?
And don't ever have Kamala try to explain international conflicts.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong.
What can be unburdened by what has been? What can be unburdened by what has been? What can be unburdened by what has been?
Here is Kamala talking to some young'uns.
You guys are gonna see. You're gonna literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes.
Oh my goodness.
With your own eyes, I'm telling you.
Poor kids. At least she didn't tell them her, I don't know, pronouns.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And what can be unburdened by what has been.
And if you're wondering why she's never won a presidential primary, well, here's a reminder.
Vice President have a point there?
Some things you can, many things you can't.
Let's let the senator answer.
Well, I mean, I would just say, hey, Joe,
Instead of saying, no, we can't, let's say, yes, we can.
Let's be constitutional. We got a
And
constitution.
yes, we can, because he reminds me of that guy in The Wizard of Oz. You know, when you pull back the curtain, it's a really small dude.
Okay.
What can be, unburdened by what has been.
And who can forget this golden moment when Tulsi Gabbard demolished Kamala and her rotten record?
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place.
Can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been.
She's so likable, so relatable, so down with the kids.
And as always, Wakanda forever. Paid for by Kamala Harris.
Look, she really is down with the kids. She's out there on those streets, child.
Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom.
Poor hubby.